Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 of Fez. Now unfortunately, as you may have noticed by the video not going up yesterday, whoever of you is watching, that unfortunately I had some technical troubles, and thankfully I've managed to recover the video, but not my commentary, so I'm having to record over it and do some things in post-commentary. So we start here with on Skull Island. Well, that's what I'm calling it. And well, off we get going. So this island has a bit of a puzzle around it, which will be explained in a moment by the hypercube. So these tombstones look like they can be rotated. Now I spend a bit too long not reading not actually reading what was mentioned and trying to figure out how to do exactly what the hypercube was saying. So I figured out here how to grab on, and then think, no, can't quite figure it out. So I'm speaking again, and yeah, now I figure it out there. So what you have to do here is get all the skulls on all the different tombstones pointing in the same direction. This is easier said than done, of course, because you have to find your way to all the platforms, which is a bit of trouble in its own way, but all we need to do is change our perspective on life. Anyway, so we've also got 2 bits here that we collect on our way up. Well, if I kept moving. And you may also notice that there's a ghost in the background. I didn't quite notice it at this point in time, but I think I noticed it before I leave. There are other ghosts that I see as well. So I'm turning this one round to face the right way, and something happens, and I don't particularly notice what. I believe the door behind the large skull, well, there's a door there, and I believe it opened. And there we go, I saw the ghost and talked to it, and I didn't notice what it was said just now, so never mind. Let's just go into the back of this skull. So here we have a bit of an interesting thing. I'm wondering what on earth it is. It looks like a cube that we've been collecting, but it's a different colour. So work our way slowly up there and collect it, as this is what we do on these types of games. However, I'm not good at platforming in this episode. It's just a warning for the rest of the episode as well. I had a bad day. Well, not a bad day really. Once I got back from my Japanese lesson, I fell asleep straight away for about 5 hours, and woke up at about midnight, not having eaten anything, feeling hungry, and not having recorded the video. Anyway, so let's collect this cube. So this is what is known as an anti-cube. I don't know much more than what is mentioned on the screen here. For every cube there is an anti-cube. I'm trying to figure out whether that means that out of 32 cubes, whether that means that 16 of them are anti-cubes and 16 of them are not, or whether there are 32 normal cubes and 32 anti-cubes. And this is just saying that we also now have enough cubes to go back to the door, so the anti-cubes seem to add on to the total collection. Now these types of gates, they only work one way, so they'll take you back to the previous warp gate. So in this case it's beneficial for us, as there's no other ways to go on our way back to from the previous warp gate. So it takes me a little while to figure out how to use it, but off we go. In red, green, blue colours. Good old RGB. So I wake up here by this warp gate, and now I need to figure out which doors that I haven't been through. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I figure it out eventually. So we've got 2 different paths we can take. You can't particularly tell from the map, unfortunately, which well, where the doors are. But well, if you just have a quick look around, you can see in the background the different areas that I haven't been to, and this door is actually currently locked. Well, not locked, closed. So we've got another area to go to that we haven't been to yet. There's quite a few bits here. Just having a look around the map to see which way I went. I'm still a bit confused by the map at this point. I was thinking that it... Well, actually, I'm not too sure what I was thinking. So, for some reason, I head back. Maybe I think I'll go to the other entrance. For some reason. Now, I'm hoping that this video isn't too choppy. On my screen at the moment, every 5 seconds, it's flashing frames from earlier in the video. Having looked at the video before in a standard video viewer, like I use Media Player Classic, it looked fine. So hopefully after rendering it doesn't have this flashing. If it does, I'll try and sort out what I can, but if it ends up in the final video, I apologise. As I've probably spent over an hour figuring it out and got too tired, as I need to record another video of Fez tonight in order to keep up to schedule. So right now I'm just trying to figure out a way to get the bits on top. And, well, get on top of this this block right here, but, well, eventually give up, as that is also not the correct way to go, I believe. Yeah, I don't have too much... Well, I have a bit of a memory of what I was doing, but I don't particularly recall everything. I was having a bit of trouble, well, remembering words and remembering what I was doing last... Well, that when I was recording this as well, so maybe that's to do with it. Oh well. All that matters is I'm back here and recording. So I'm still figuring out how to climb up. There's some invisible platforms which I obviously haven't noticed, or haven't figured out how to rotate around to my benefit. Something to talk about. UAVs, why not? Unmanned aerial vehicles, for those that don't know. I've been having to make one as part of my job and pilot it. I'm not very good at piloting it, put it that way. And I think part of it's down to the actual device itself. It's actually a quadrotor, so it's, well, square-shaped and with 4 motors on the side and with propellers which lift it up. Very manoeuvrable, which is, well, not very easy for a human to control, but if you get a computer to control it, it can do some fantastic manoeuvres. Just search on YouTube for some interesting videos like this one where they got a fleet of quadrotors to play the James Bond theme, which I always like showing people as to how manoeuvrable they can be. And finally I decide, well, to go through this door and move on to the next area. So there's a few more bits here, and I apologise for stuff moving around. Well, if you hear the cars going past, I'm also probably going to be too lazy to filter out any of the background noise, as I spent a long time on this video already. But hopefully by next episode I'll be back, not dying so much, and, well, no noise of my computer fans in the background. I'm really not good at platforming this day, as I mentioned earlier. I just keep missing stuff or jumping too early, I guess is my problem, or jumping over things. It's not the most tightest of control schemes, but well, it does the job. It's not to say I don't like the game, of course. It's got my attention quite well. Now, right here we have a bomb, which I'm trying to figure out how to use. So I noticed, well, I pick it up and then kind of wondering what on earth I'm actually throwing it at. And rotate around, see that, oh, there's purple slabs there. Maybe that's what I'm doing it at. And try and get there as quick as I can, but nope, don't make it. So, on the second try, I overthrow. So, third time's the charm. I think, anyway, if my memory's correct. Oh no, I fall onto a platform. Didn't die by bomb, but just falling from heights. Anyway, let's head on back, and we actually destroy the slabs this time. So we climb up and get what I presume is probably meant to be a final bit of a bite, sorry, a cube. However, I'm sure, well, what am I saying? It is not the case for me, as there is plenty of way to go. I'm kind of wondering how large this game is, actually. It says 32 cubes to go through that fourth door, but once you've gone through that fourth door, who knows? And I'm sure there's more than 32 cubes before you go through that door. It's the sort of game these games are. And, well, here we have ourselves a pre-built cube. So that's just me searching around the sides to see if there's anything interesting, and yep, there is a bit. Only one bit away from the cube, and I fall off once again. Yeah, not a good day. And here we get another little warp gate, which I didn't actually mean to go through, and this is happening a couple of times in this episode where I go through the little warp gates by accident. Oops. Hello, Hypercube. So this week is the week of the Steam sales. Obviously this doesn't apply to anyone watching this video outside of this week in whatever year that you're watching this, but I really can't stand the Steam sales. I buy far too much from them. It's just so much good stuff for good prices. But it's filling up my Steam library, so hopefully more games for me to play after I've finished this one. But, well, we'll see. I'll need to finish this game first. I'm hoping by doing these videos I'll actually get through and finish playing the game. Because, well, I've been having a lot of trouble, well, getting myself to play games and finish games recently. A bit of an interesting thing here. How the camera doesn't move very much, it sort of got stuck on the island below. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I've been having a lot of trouble getting through games. I might play for a bit, but then I just stop. I think having this huge variety of games, of cheap games, is, well, how do I put it? It's giving a lot of distractions, and you don't get around and actually complete games so much nowadays. When you're sort of more limited on money, and not the cube, when you're more limited on money and you don't have many games to play, you try and get as most out of each game that you can. And I have a lot of trouble getting over to this next one here, as I keep grabbing onto the vines in the background. So eventually I have to change perspectives and jump over. It's not ideal, however it did work in the next case where I'm having to climb up to the next level. So I go through to the other side, and there's some vines taking me up to another full cube. So it's pretty good. Got how many cubes? 3 3 cubes and 1 anti-cube this video. That's pretty good. And just finally getting into the swing of things, I guess. Anyway, I'm trying to decide here whether to go back or not, and I decided, nope, I won't do, and then I accidentally pressed up and go into the little bit of it. So my decision process was kind of useless. Alright, so we're back at this warp gate again, so I'm at this point can't quite remember which door I went through. So I just go through, well, a random door and see what happens, but at this point it doesn't really matter which door I go through, because I've still got things to do on either side. So once again, I think, I don't know, or is this when I notice that there's a locked, because there is a locked door here, which goes the other, which obviously blocks off another path, but I can't go to yet. I don't know, this one, there is still one more door to go through, I think, and I just need to remember how to climb back up, which takes me quite a while to go through, and a lot of deaths. What I do, there's a lot of deaths. Probably could have cut out quite a bit, but again, I've spent far too long on getting this video working, so not gonna happen. I also want to record another video this evening so I can keep up to schedule. Well, of what little schedule there is, one 20-minute gaming session per evening. For the time being, might do more at another point in time. Well, having said that, in about a month's time I'm going to be moving house, and I may not have internet, depending on whether I can get a good mobile broadband deal. As despite the fact I am buying a flat, I'm failing my credit checks to get a mobile phone. Yep. Anyway, we come up here and find we've got another... Well, no, sorry, that's a chest I've already collected. So we go through to the next area. And there doesn't seem to be too much here. Apart from a couple of bits. But that's fine with me. A couple of bits is always something. That's what a collectathon game is all about. Anyway, collecting things. I've always been a fan of collecting games. Ever since I first played... Actually, which was my first collection game? Probably Super Mario 64. However, I did much prefer Banjo-Kazooie. Definitely felt like a superior game to me. Although I did like how in Mario 64 you do actually have all your moves at the beginning, well, all your main moves, and you can just, well, do whatever you want. And it's just like a large sandbox to play around in. Whereas Banjo-Kazooie, you do get a bit more of just, well, going around. Well, it's not a sandbox as well, kind of, to play around in, but you can't do everything from the get-go. Anyway, I'm just having a look around the map here, trying to figure out what on earth to do next. Die once more, as I'm trying to get back down, and I die once again. So I figure out this one last time I'll just, well, walk down the platforms. And I notice there's another ghost here. And he tells me not to believe the hypercube. Interesting thoughts there. We just gone around and trusted the hypercube for everything, but is that really the right thing to do? Who knows? Presumably by the end of the game we'll know. And we go through to the next area. And at this point, black holes have started forming. So basically, it seems like the world is growing unstable. I presume this is linked to how many cubes I actually have collected, but well, I'm not sure. Anyway, I just test out what happens and I believe I leave things around here. Or maybe I go through another door first. I'm not so sure. But we have another 40 seconds of the video, so yeah, so thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment. I do plan to reply to every single comment, I can't guarantee it. And hope you've had a good days, whatever. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hope to see you again in the next video. Goodbye.